Hello, everybody. It's the Lit Optimist, and today I'm talking about the Dark Tower 5 Wolves of the Calla. I used to call this the Calla. I thought it was like Spanish sounding. It's Calla. Our quartet, now joined by Oi, the Billy Bumbler. Holy shit, I forgot about him. Billy Bumblers are creatures of Roland's world that look like a combination of raccoon, badger, and dog that has limited speech. They feel like they're being followed, and indeed they are, by citizens of a farming village called Calla Bryn Sturgis. The preacher in this village is none other than Father Donald Frank Callahan from Salem's Lot, but you can just call him Callahan here, thank you. In a Magnificent Seven situation, they ask for the gunslingers to protect them from having their children stolen by the wolves of Thunderclap. It's insane. I absolutely love this novel. The series just keeps getting better. Thanks go to Natalie Titus for requesting this novel. I did not spoil anything I didn't spoil anything in this novel. That's a nice plot synopsis. There's a lot more to this fucking book. The wolves of Thunderclap, the wolves of the Calla, they come every 10 years. You see, there's a set time. Dark Tower 5, Wolves of the Calla. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they go down here. Go. During their okay, so Roland's quartet begins to sense they are being followed in their travels. During this time, Eddie Dean and Jake Chambers are sent to New York, 1977, via a dream state called Todash. I think it's Todash. There they encounter Calvin Tower, a bookstore owner who gave Jake a book in the Wastelands that proved integral to the quest for the Dark Tower, which is, I believe, Charlie the Choo Choo. While in Todash, while in Todash, Eddie and Jake discover that Tower owns the vacant lot that houses the rose that is the physical manifestation of the Dark Tower previously encountered by Jake in the Wastelands. Yeah, like there's like this beautiful rose which sings to their soul, and yeah. Jake and Eddie also discovered that Enrico Balazar, the crime boss that appeared in the drawing of the three, is attempting to coerce Tower into selling the lies of the mysterious Sombra Corporation. If this happens, the Rose and the Dark Tower itself will be destroyed. So they make a plot to do that. Father Callahan also, this came out November 4th, 2003. Father Callahan is revealed to be gay. He's gay. He's either bi or he's gay. He's in a gay relationship with a man after being bitten. Father Callahan also tells the Gunslinger his remarkable story of how he left Maine following his battle with the vampire Kurt Barlow, the plot of the novel Salem's Lot. Um, since that encounter, he has gained the ability to identify Type 3 vampires with a blue aura. After some time, he begins killing these minor vampires as he finds them. However, this makes him a wanted man amongst the low men. The low men. Hearts in Atlantis. And so Callahan must go into exile. Eventually, he is lured into a trap and dies, allowing him to enter Midworld in 1983, much as Jake did when killed in The Gunslinger. He first appears at the way station shortly after Roland and Jake meet for the first time, and meets Walter O'Dim, who gives him a evil magic ball called Black 13. Walter transports Callahan to the mountains near Calla Bryn Sturgis, where he is found by the Manny people in a place called the Doorway Cave. Roland deduces that Black 13 induced the Todash dreams that sent Eddie and Jake to New York, and that it is capable of allowing them to travel between worlds. The quartet decides to use the evil object to travel back to New York in 1977 to ensure that the Rose is protected, but in order to do that, they have to protect Calla Bryn Sturgis. The wolves show up. Where does it show? Who come once a generation to take one child from each pair of the town's twins. For some reason, all children in the town are born as twins. I don't think that's true. There's some that are only child. There's only child. There are mostly twins, and then there are children that are by themselves. After a few months of being away, the children are then returned ruined, mentally handicapped, and destined to grow to enormous size and die young. The wolves are due to come to about a month's time, according to Andy, an amicable humanoid robot that appeared in the Calla long ago. When asked about the wolves, Andy refuses to divulge any information without a password. Eddie also speaks with Jamie Jaffers, an elderly resident of the Calla who remembers the previous time the wolves appeared in the Calla. And a lot of them are like, should we stop? Should we fight back? Should we just allow this to keep happening? I know I don't want to lose my children, but this is life. Oh, fuck. Um, I forgot about that shit too. Oh my god. Wow. So, see, there's a lot going on here. They all decide, yeah, we should fight back against the wolves. Eddie and Roland venture to Doorway Cave, where Callahan first appeared in the Callies in Black 13. Roland opens the door for Eddie to travel to New York. Once there, he fends off Balazar's thugs, threatening to kill them if they come back for Tower. He then tells Tower that Balazar will come back for him, and that he should flee and leave a message for the quartet so that they may find him again. Tower agrees to do so, but in exchange, he asks that he can hide his valuable books in Roland's world for safekeeping, where they are hidden in Doorway Cave. While planning the battle with the wolves, Roland and Jake notice bizarre changes in Susanna's behavior, which are linked to the event recounted in the Wastelands when Susanna coupled with the demon in the stone circle. She lets out Detta, like, come on, you honky muffa, and, fuck me, fuck this black pussy, or whatever, and to help them close the hole or whatever, to get Jake over. Roland informs Eddie that Susanna has been impregnated by the demon, and though he fears for her safety, he remains surprisingly calm. They promise to keep the fact that they know a secret from Susanna, but later Susanna reveals to the quartet that she herself has come to grips with it, and knowledge of a second personality living in Susanna named Mia, daughter of none, is shared. Jake finds out that Andy is an emissary for the wolves, and that his new friend Benny Slightman's father has betrayed the Calla by feeding Andy information in exchange for sparing Benny from going to the Thunderclap. Jake follows the two of them to a military outpost within the Calla and Thunderclap known as the Dogan, which is also featured in the Dark Tower, The Long Road Home, a 5-issue comic book. What? I need to read the comics too. That's pretty fucking cool. Created by Stephen King, but written by Robin Firth and Peter David. Where he discovers a surveillance system that monitors the entire Calla and overhears Andy and Slightman communicating with someone named Finley Otego. Weasel headed to Heen. God, there's so much. Jake tells Roland, who shows mercy by not killing Slightman, instead leaving him alive for his son and Jake's sake. Eddie also blinds Andy and decommissions him for his part in the wolves' attack. On the day of the wolves' arrival, Roland reveals what he has gleaned from Eddie's conversation with Jaffers earlier to his attack team. The wolves are not men, but rather robots, much like Andy himself. The wolves attack using weapons resembling the snitches found in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, which are actually stamped Harry Potter model. They shoot out like the golden snitch from Harry Potter, and they like blades fucking pop out and slice the fuck out of people and blow up. And lightsabers found in George Lucas's Star Wars and have Doctor Doom like visages. Quick little note on that. Stephen King and J.K. Rowling were really close friends up until she came out being a fucking transphobic cunt. He was like, I don't fuck with that. That's stupid. So he stopped talking to her. I like Stephen King. I think his political views are fucking normal as shit. He believes that everyone should be treated with fairness and shit. He's a cool dude. The gunslingers, along with some help from a few plate-throwing women in the Calla, defeat the wolves with only a few casualties, including Benny Slightman to Jake's dismay. Oh yeah, I forgot Benny dies. Holy shit! Spoiler alert. All the while the children safely hidden in a rice patch nearby. There's like one of the snitches' weapons shows up, and I think he blows up, or he's just like it slices his head off or something. After the battle, Mia takes over the body of Susanna and flees to Doorway Cave, where she uses Black 13 to transport herself to New York. Roland, Jake, Eddie, and Callahan follow her there, but are too late. Mia and Black 13 are gone, and the door in the cave is closed. While in the cave, Callahan makes a shocking discovery while looking through Calvin Tower's books that causes him to question his own existence. A fictional novel called Salem's Lot, written by someone named Stephen King, that seems to recount his encounters with Barlow and the vampires. He's like reading it, he's like, what the fuck? He's like, wait a minute, Salem's Lot, that's where I'm from. And he starts reading, he's like, what? What? Hey, look. Stephen King has acknowledged multiple sources of the influence for the story, including Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, its remake, The Magnificent Seven, Sergio Leone's Man with No Name trilogy. Yeah. The flying grenades are named Sneechies. Yeah. It's such a. I Wolves of the Calla may be the best in the series. Um, just I mean, it's so good all the way through, and then that shocking revelation that Salem's Lot, that Stephen King is a character in this universe, in this world, and I mean, it makes sense, right? Why wouldn't Stephen King exist in his own books? I mean, he's Stephen King. I mean, Stephen King's a real person. Why wouldn't you know? It's the Dark Tower is his magnum opus, and I was like, okay, so this shocking discovery that he is like really grappling with like, I'm a character in a book. Then it's like, wait a minute, Roland and Eddie, Jake, Susanna, they're all characters in these books too. Does that mean none of this is real, or is it like a different universe? Like, oh my god! And like then you just start questioning existence yourself. Are we in a book? Are we in a book? Are like are books different universes? When you write a story, does it create an entirely different alternate history? Oh my god, it's really good. Thanks again to Natalie. Love you, Natalie. Thank you very much for requesting everything that Stephen King wrote, but more importantly, the Dark Tower. That's what you wanted me to read, and that's what I'm reading and reviewing. Um, so thank you, and your husband too, Ben. Love you, Ben. Um, but yeah, take care.